Good morning, children. Today we are going to begin with chapter number 7 of our EVS textbook. And as you can see on the screen, the name of our chapter is Leaves in Our Lives. This is a very interesting chapter and in continuation of the chapter on leaves that we did earlier, which was interdependence on leaves. So let us begin with our chapter. Children, do you use plant leaves to eat on? Do you decorate your house with leaves on some occasions? Yes, many of you do. Leaves are the important part of a plant. They prepare food for the plant. So they are also called the food factory of the plant. Green plants have a pigment called chlorophyll. We read about it in the previous chapter. This pigment, chlorophyll, gives them their green color and helps them to make food. Plants also use air, water, and sunlight to prepare their food. The process by which green plants make their food is called photosynthesis. Let us now quickly open the chapter and look at what it has in store for us. Plants make their food in daylight. At night, leaves cannot make food. Extra food is stored in the leaves. Leaves also help the plants to breathe through tiny holes called stomata present on them. Air moves in and out of the leaves through these tiny holes called stomata. Let us now learn about parts of a leaf. Leaf has a flat surface called the leaf blade. Here you can see the leaf blade. The leaf blade is mostly smooth. The edges of leaves is called the margin. Here you can see it has been marked for you, leaf margin. In some leaves, margin are smooth, while in some leaves, these margins are very rough. Each leaf has a pattern made of thin lines. These lines are called veins. Okay? And in the center of the leaf, there is also a line which is thicker than the other lines. This is called midrib of the leaf. Here you can see the midrib. So if I want you to just quickly revise once again, then this is the leaf blade and these are the veins. Yes. And this here is the leaf margin. Okay. The leaves of some plants have no veins. Instead, they have stripes. The stalk attaches the leaf to the stem of the plant, which is called petiole. There are tiny holes called stomata on the underside of the leaves. So this one is a striped leaf. These are veins. These have stripes. This is the midrib and these are the veins. Different plants have different types of leaves. Leaves differ in size, shape, color, aroma, and texture. Let us now read about the size and shape of leaves. Leaves have different sizes and shapes. When a plant needs to give out more water, it has very large leaves. Trees that have very small leaves give out less water as they grow in areas of less rainfall. So you can actually look at the size of a leaf and find out which type of area it belongs to. Leaves also have different shapes. It is also dependent on the nature. Some leaves are round, some are long, while some are triangular. So here you can see a lot of leaves in different shapes, sizes and colors. This is the red amarnath. This is the coconut leaf. You can see the lotus leaf here. You can see the rose leaves here. Banana, huge leaves, and then papaya leaves. Some plants have leaves from which new plants grow. Bryophyllum grows from leaves. and its roots reach the ground to make new plants. So look at the bryophyllum leaf. From one bryophyllum to another, it's possible to go with the help of leaf. Some plants have thorns. You can look at the picture of the cactus here. Thorns save plants from being eaten by animals. Cactus plants have fleshy stems with a thick waxy coating instead of leaves that stores water. Lotus and water lily have long hollow stems that helps the leaves to afloat. So you see, leaves are able to match different functions that the plant has to do. Some plants which have to protect other animals from eating the plant have thorns. Then some have very fleshy stems which store water, and they have a thick wax coating instead of the leaves to store that water. Then plants which grow in water like lotus and water lily have long hollow stems so that they remain above water and are able to breathe. Color. As we know that most plants and trees have leaves that are green in color, but there are some plants that have leaves of different colors such as orange, purple, yellow and red. Such leaves are called variegated leaves. I repeat, such leaves of different colors are called variegated leaves. Here are some examples. You have a rowan, birch, oak, elm, aronia, chocoberry, maple, hawthorn and wild grapevine. You can see these are all non-green leaves of beautiful different colors. Some leaves change their color with a change in the season. Let us now talk about aroma. The leaves of plants have different aroma or smell. Some plants give out a very strong smell. These plants can be identified by the scent of their leaves. Mint, tulsi, curry, tejpatta or bay and henna leaves have a very strong smell. We often use these strong smelling leaves to provide aroma and flavor to our food. So you must have often seen with mint, mama makes mint chutney because it has a very nice, pleasant, cooling smell. Curry leaves again has medicinal values and the strong scent looks very good in dishes. So it's often used in cooking. Tulsi leaves, you would have known of tea made out of tulsi leaves. We also have a lot of throat lozenges which are made from tulsi. Bay leaves are used in cooking. Henna leaves, they have a very strong aroma, but often they are used for their coloring properties. Texture. Each leaf has different texture. Some leaves are soft to touch while some are very rough. We now come to the next part, uses of leaves. There are so many uses of leaves in our daily life. There are many people who use leaves as plates. Banana leaf is commonly used in South India to serve food. It is also used to wrap food, cook it or steam it. Dhak leaves are used to make bowls. You must have seen dona bowls. Leaves are used for decoration on festivals and weddings. Ashoka, mango and peepal leaves are mostly used for decorative purposes. Mehendi or henna, as we just discussed, is applied on hands and feet to make beautiful designs. This is usually done during Indian festivals and marriages. Mehendi is made from leaves of the henna plant which are dried and powdered. Water is added to make a smooth paste. This is applied on hands and feet. And once you allow to dry it, you can wash it off after a few hours. The effect is beautiful. I'm sure you've seen people with henna hands. Some people use henna on their hair as a conditioner or a hair dye. So here you can see food served on a banana leaf, bowls made of dhak leaves. Leaves are used in religious ceremonies and mehendi design. Many ornamental plants are grown in pots and used for decoration. Money plant, crotons, cheese plant, rubber plant, spider plant and coleus are some plants used for decoration inside the house. Here you can see the pictures of all these plants. The leaves of many plants are fed to cows and other animals as fodder. Fodder is the feed which you are giving to cows. Tulsi, neem, and aloe vera leaves are used in herbal medicine. They are clearly supposed to have medicinal properties. Tea leaves are dried and then used to make tea. The leaves of the palm and coconut tree are used to make the roofs of kacha houses. Compost from leaves. When leaves fall or herbs and other small plants die, they rot and mix with the soil. This rotten plant matter is called humus. It is very good for the soil because it makes the soil more fertile or better for growing plants. We should not burn fallen leaves. Burning leaves gives out smoke which makes the air dirty. Fallen leaves should be swept into a pit, mixed with some soil and water, and left to rot. This is called a compost pit. In a few months, they will turn into manure or compost, which is very good for growing plants. Seasonal shedding of leaves. Most plants shed their leaves at least once in a year. The leaves of trees fall when they do not get enough water and suitable temperature to make food. This is a time of reduced activity. Some trees lose their leaves in autumn to reduce their need for water in winter when the water freezes. Such trees are called deciduous trees. Let me repeat, trees which lose their leaves in autumn so that they do not need much water in winter when the water freezes. Those trees are called deciduous trees. In hot places, trees shed their some leaves at the beginning of the hot season. Some trees shed their leaves twice in a year, once before winter and once after winter. With this, we come to the end of our chapter. Let us quickly recall it. Green plants make their own food with the help of chlorophyll, sunlight, air, and water. The main parts of a leaf are the blade, the midrib, the veins, the stomata, and the stalk. Leaves of different plants differ in color, size, shape, aroma, and texture. Leaves are useful to us in many ways, such as food, medicine, for decoration, etc. When leaves are left to rot with some soil and water, they turn into manure or compost, which is very good for growing new leaves. Most plants shed their leaves from time to time. It has been a very, very informative chapter. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a good day.